Can you see me now?
Yeah, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Hi, your name is Neha, right?
Yes, my name is Neha.
Yeah, the account
You are
has
the
a
first
different name, so I
tutor.
was
You are the first tutor who called me Neha. Otherwise, because my screen is showing the name Tarush, so that is why every teacher
Yes.
calls me Tarush. Yes,
Yes. Actually, the booking is done under Neha Sharma, but here the account shows Taru Sharma.
yes. Because I had
Mm.
changed. I did some editing in my profile. I changed the
Yes.
name.
Okay. Then I
Yes.
suppose it must be a husband's name.
No, it is my son's name.
Okay. Nice meeting you, Neha. I
Yeah,
think this
ma'am.
is our first session with each other.
Yes.
So before we begin, I'd like to get to know you a little bit. So will you tell me about yourself? Where are you from, and what do you do?
Yes, sure, ma'am. My name is Neha Sharma. I'm from Haryana, and by profession, I'm a teacher in a school, in a private school. I teach English language subject up to 8th class, and
Mm,
I'm a YouTuber also. I have
mm.
recently started my YouTube channel. I'm a homemaker, mother of a kid, and an English language learner.
So
This is
do
all
you
about me.
currently still work as a teacher?
Right now, I'm on sabbatical, ma'am. These days, I'm not going, but very soon
Mm.
I will restart.
Okay. So being an English teacher, what made you want to take English classes or spoken English classes?
Yes, ma'am. Because I want to polish my communication skills, ma'am. Because
Mm,
I strongly believe that though I have lot of grammar knowledge, but yet I
mm,
make lots of mistakes. Because it is all about communication skills, how you express yourself efficiently, effortlessly in front of the people. So yes, it is different thing. So that is why I'm here, ma'am.
okay. So for you, uh, so you have difficulty with fluency overall, and you want to elevate your language skills, right?
Yes, actually, I make mistakes, and after making mistakes, I come to know about myself that okay, oh my God, I made mistake.
Mm.
Immediately, I realize, but yes, I make mistakes. It is one of my problems. Second is fluency also, and third one is that sometimes I feel that I'm running out of thoughts.
Mm. Okay, understood. All right then. So for today's topic is three wishes from a magic lamp. But before we talk about that, have you heard of that story?
Which sorry, ma'am.
The story of the magic lamp and three wishes.
Yes. I watched it in Aladdin.
Yeah, right. So will you tell me that story in your own words? I mean, you can add details if you want, but before we start talking about that, I'd like you to tell me your version of the story.
Okay. Actually, right now I'm not able to recall all the story completely, but yes,
It's
I
okay.
know little bit. Yeah,
Whatever
that
you remember, that's fine.
yes, ma'am. Like there is a person and who found a magic lamp and
Mm,
unintentionally he rubbed that and he
mm,
came to know that okay, it is a real magic lamp when genie appeared in
mm,
front of him. So he got to know that he can he can fulfill, he can get his desires fulfilled
mm.
by that genie. So yes, this is all about I think, ma'am. And then they do
Okay.
lots of adventurous things.
Mm. Do you remember watching the movie Aladdin and the Magic Lamp? There is a cartoon version also.
Yes. I am talking about that cartoon version, ma'am. And
Okay.
yeah, there is a movie also. There is a movie also. I
Mm.
like Hitesh Deshmukh or Ritesh Deshmukh. There
Ah,
is
yeah,
a
there is a live action version. The cartoon version was the older one. It came 15
yes,
years ago or something.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let's imagine a scenario where you are granted you get the magic lamp. So what three wishes would you ask from the genie?
Yes. So, first and foremost wish is that I would like to become a renowned spoken English teacher, ma'am.
Mm. Okay.
Highly demanded. Yes.
Okay.
And the second thing is health and wealth for me and my
Mm.
for my family. And the third
Mm.
one is happiness. And happiness should be perpetual. It is not momentary.
But don't you think when you get health and wealth, happiness is something? It's a byproduct. So do you need to wish for it separately?
Yes, ma'am. But yeah, these are my wishes, ma'am. It is,
Hmm.
yeah, you are right. It is a byproduct. If you are getting health and wealth, then naturally you are happy also.
Yeah.
Automatically you will become happy. But every time it is not possible, ma'am. Happiness can be connected with other things also, not with health and wealth.
Hmm. Okay. So you said every time it's not possible. Though the sentence is grammatically correct, can you try changing it a little bit? Use a different word rather than every time.
Okay, most of the time.
Okay. Not time.
Okay,
A synonym instead of time. So we say every time, all the time, or most of the time. These are very
Mhm.
common phrases.
Yes.
Are there anything else you can think of?
Okay. No, ma'am. I'm not able to recall right now.
How about in every instance?
In every instance. Okay,
Yeah.
actually, it is new for me, ma'am.
Oh, okay. This is a spelling. Mm,
In every instance. Okay.
yeah. Instance is time actually. It's a synonym of time. We say
Oh,
time, minutes, seconds. Instance is also time.
okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So that topic got over quite soon. So I'd like to ask you, you're also an English teacher. So have you come across any unique students so far in your teaching tenure?
New student, no, ma'am, because I am not
Unique.
teaching in a.
I'm sorry. Unique.
Yes, yes. Uh, Actually, I teach in school, ma'am.
Mm,
Not in an institute or not. I'm taking spoken English classes.
mm,
So yes, like there are many unique students, ma'am. Because as you know that a teacher is a teacher, school teacher has to teach different kind of students. So they have different qualities, different mindset, different grasping power of learning. So
mm.
yes, every student is unique,
Mm.
I would say. Yes, in
So, so,
different terms, ma'am. Yes.
so you won't be able to speak about one particular student. You feel everybody is unique.
Yes, ma'am. Every student has different qualities. So yes, every student is unique. There is no comparison of between two students and among many students.
Mm. So you aspire to become a spoken English trainer, right? So how do you think that's different from conventional English teaching?
Yes, it is completely different, ma'am, because
Mm,
when it comes to academics, curriculum level schools, so it is completely different because the approach of studying this subject is completely different of students. If
mm,
a teacher wants them to take it as a language, still they do
mm,
not want to take it as a language. They want to take it as a subject because they
mm,
just want to get good marks, good grades, and just to pass this subject. And it happened to me also when when I was teaching. So I tried my level best to give extra things when I
mm,
was reading any chapter, any story, any lesson. Then I tried my best to give extra knowledge about the grammatical structures that I come across in the
mm.
chapter. But I felt that they are not so much interested. They just want to
Yeah.
they just want me to finish this chapter as soon as possible and just write the question answers and
Mm.
just give it to them. That's all. So it is
Exactly.
completely different, ma'am. Yes. If
Yeah.
a teacher, yes, ma'am. If students are not desirous to learn extra things, so
Mm.
it becomes an arduous task or a Herculean task for the teacher to make them understand.
Exactly. Especially in schools, the mindset is that you score marks when you write something, and that's it. The subject is done. So the interest is very low, especially in subject language, like when native languages, English, whether it's Hindi, Tamil, Telugu. Whenever you're learning languages, they don't care about the language. They care only about what they score, basically.
Yes, yes,
So
ma'am.
that you find it difficult to
When
retain that interest. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. When a teacher try to make them understand that these things are important and you should do something else, you should go for extra miles for getting this
Mm.
language. You should do some other work also. Then
Mm.
if they are given extra work, so they are not so much interested to do that work, and
Mm.
it becomes difficult for the teacher also to complete the syllabus within the timeline.
Hmm. Yeah. So you are under a time frame that you have to finish the syllabus, but so you can't spend a lot of time making them interested in what you're teaching. So
Yes.
have you ever felt that you aren't giving your 100%?
Okay, okay. You
So
wanted to ask me that did I have I ever felt satisfaction after teaching something?
yeah, so for me, I've never taught in a conventional classroom. I've never taught for children. I don't I do follow a syllabus, but it's more
Hmm.
like I have freedom over my own lesson plans. We don't have
Hmm.
to teach this story, this chapter, this lesson. It's not like that. So when it's not like that, I know what I'm teaching. I know the student. This is what is going to happen, and I'm done with that. But for you, when you're teaching, you have to follow a syllabus. So I'm asking whether you have felt trapped by that.
Yes, yes, many times, ma'am. It happens to me many times, and there always, there is a tumult is going on in my mind that
Hmm.
I wanted to do something just, but because I am supposed to do something else as per the curriculum, as per the rules of the school, so I am not able to follow what I want to do.
Hmm.
Yes, happens to me many times.
Okay, that was much better. Then I'll tell you things. I'll tell you what you said. So you said understanding the things completely. So now this is grammatically wrong. Also, when we're speaking in English, we also have to think about the lexical resource. That is the vocabulary that we're using to convey your idea. So the vocabulary usage here is also not exactly right, Neha. So I'll give you see. When you're speaking in English, avoid using words like things, something, anything. There are things like this, there are things like that. When you say that repeatedly, it becomes redundant, one,
Hmm.
and it is also ambiguous. So
Hmm.
what are the understandings? So I make sure that the students understand the concept completely, or understand whatever I'm teaching completely. You substitute something else in the place of things,
Okay,
then the
okay,
sentence becomes more clear and more direct.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So also, completely try avoiding using things when you're speaking. Rarely, once or twice is fine, but the more you use it, the more you're compromising your language.
Okay.
Yeah. And apart from the word usage, things, the things is also wrong grammatically.
Hmm.
Understanding concept or understanding the idea, whatever is it that you're teaching. Yeah. So this is
Hmm.
what I was talking about. And this is one more sentence. When teacher try to make them understand.
Hmm.
Is the
When teacher
sentence
tries to
grammatic?
tries to
Yes.
make them understand.
Exactly. When the teacher tries to make them understand, you're missing the article. When the teacher tries to make them understand something, they feel frustrated, they don't pay attention. That is what you said.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Um, I teach in school. This is what you said. The sentence, I teach in school.
Teacher also.
Yeah, in a school. So there is
Yeah.
a pattern. You seem to miss articles when you're speaking. Either there is an overuse or you don't use it. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
teach in a school. I am a teacher. I mean, I don't have to talk about the concept of articles. You would already know it. I think it's a subconscious error that you are making.
Yes,
You don't
ma'am.
realize that you're missing them in sentences.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
So maybe try watching a couple of your old videos.
Mm-hmm.
Try taking notes about how and when you're missing them.
Okay, ma'am.
There's that.
Yes.
Secondly, filler sounds. So when you're speaking, because it might be an effect of your mother tongue, usually everybody has filler sounds, saying but for you, it accompanies the last syllable of every word because in front of like that.
Okay.
There is an sound every second or third word maybe. So
Okay.
this is hampering your fluency. So it's
Okay.
because ends sharply, it doesn't have an sound in the end. It's people and it's not people. For
Okay.
example, just for an example. Mm, okay. Would you be able to just in case open the chat box? It's okay if you can't see me. You don't have to leave the session.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to read the sentence for me.
Okay.
Just give me a second. Okay, will you read that?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not able to hear you properly. I'm
Okay.
not able to hear you properly.
Yeah. So not able to. It's not. It's able. We increase the a sound in the beginning. It's able to, not able to.
I'm not able to hear you properly.
Perfect. Actually, this is
Okay,
good.
ma'am.
And how about this? Mm,
Continuously.
it's continuously, not continuously.
Okay, continuously.
Continuously. Yeah. Okay. So that would be it. Do you have any questions for me? Very rare pronunciation mistakes. It's more like overall sentence enunciation rather than pronunciation. So sometimes, because of filler sounds, your pronunciation is hampered, but that can be easily rectified along with increasing your vocabulary usage.
Okay. Yes,
This is
yes.
what I
Yes,
feel.
ma'am. Yeah, I use same words
Mm,
repeatedly.
repeatedly, yeah. So
Yes,
that
ma'am.
is why I tried making you think of different versions that you may not usually use. It might not immediately work. So you may draw blank. You may not think of anything in the beginning, but try thinking of the same context or the same idea more.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
For
And
example, yeah.
yes, ma'am. Yeah, please, ma'am.
No, for example, if we say remember, how can you say remember differently?
Remember.
Any synonyms that you remember? So in the beginning, it will be like that. So we have recall. You
Yes,
must have heard
recall.
of recall.
Yes, even I used it.
Yep. So it will be like this in the beginning. You will not be able to think of anything on the spot, but the more you practice, the more you try, the more easier it becomes.
Okay, okay. How can
Also
I
say
get options, ma'am? How can I get yeah.
you can use the thesaurus. Do you use the thesaurus?
What, ma'am? What did you say?
A thesaurus. Do you use a thesaurus? It's like a dictionary.
No, ma'am. Would you please
I'll
write in box, ma'am? I can
yeah
understand.
yeah I'll send you the link. 1 second.
Can I check the chatting after disconnecting the call, ma'am?
I'm
After,
sorry, you would not be able to, but this is the spelling. It's a free website. Usually thesaurus it's a book, but now we have it in online too.
okay,
A thesaurus would give you similar meanings, similar sounding words in a list, in a big list basically, and then you can go find individual meanings separately.
okay, okay, okay. Hmm. So first of all, I have to write something. Then
Yeah, yeah.
it.
Then it will give you similar words.
Okay, okay,
Mm.
okay, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions?
Ma'am, I have a conclusion in one sentence that whenever we hear about something, like for example, if I ask you, how are you?
Mm.
And
Mm.
no, if I ask you about yourself and you start introducing me about yourself, so there is generally a sentence that is spoken is uh, glad to hear about you. I'm glad to hear about you. So I'm glad
Uh,
to hear about you, or I'm glad to have heard about you. Which one is correct?
in my opinion, both of them doesn't fit the context. I'm glad to hear that is correct. So whenever you're
Okay.
talking about yourself, let's say you give me any positive information, only then I say I'm glad to hear that. Maybe you're successful in a meeting or you're successful in a profession or you got some award. It can be any positive news. Then I can say I'm glad to hear that. I won't be glad to hear about you. I can't say that to you directly. So it doesn't fit the context. Have you ever heard people say that?
No, no. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear about you. And the
Mm.
second sentence is I'm glad to have heard about you. To here has been changed with have heard.
Grammatically, it is correct, Neha. If you ask me, grammatically, it is not wrong. But we don't use that in spoken English because it's very awkward. I can't say
Okay.
that. I mean, somebody else has to introduce you to me for me to tell you that I'm glad to have heard about you, because you hear about someone not from the person him or herself, but somebody else.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
If I say that I'm glad to have heard about you, it means I came to know about you from someone else, not from you.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Somebody
Yes.
popular, then you're meeting them, and then you say that.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. And some more tips and tricks you want to suggest to me, ma'am. What should I do?
I feel that your language is already fine. You're already an English teacher. Focus more on pronunciation and learning new words and new phrases, including them in your speech. Then I think
Yes.
you'll be good to go.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. And if I asked you what are your wishes, ma'am, so what would be? Three wishes.
my, my wishes. My wishes. Really? No, I have to take some time to think about it. They're
Yeah,
not at
ma'am.
the possible at the moment.
You have to take time because this is only the one moment that you can fulfill your desire. So
Yeah,
you can not take it uh, in a hurry manner. You cannot take.
exactly. Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah. Maybe if you'd asked me in the beginning, I would have taken some time. But now that we are at the end, I can't immediately say, okay, I wish for this.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I'll see you again in a new class.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Have a
Okay,
great
ma'am.
day.
Yeah, you too, ma'am.